these professional bump skiers are unbelievable. I mean, man, like in Breckenridge, Bobby Aldegar, he comes into that first jump and he just kind of goes around like this. I still see it. You know whose boot this is? Scotty Hall's boot, man. Bad things happen in this boot for Scotty Hall. Really bad things happened in Winter Park. And it's all gonna happen again, man, right here in Sunday River, and I can't wait.
White Mountains of Maine are much wider, and we're here in Sunday River Resort for the Bud Mogul Series and the Paul Mitchell Cup.
Hi everybody, I'm Duffy Wilson and welcome to the third stop of the Bud Mogul Series. We started in the west, but now we've moved east. 3 events in New England and an additional $10,000 bonus purse to our top skiers. There's a lot of debate about east and west as far as great skiing goes, but we have great skiing here today in Sunday River. New snow and big bumps. Joining me as always on the telecast, our ESPN skiing analyst, Olympic bronze medalist Nelson Carmichael. Nelson, you've skied both east and west, and you have to agree with me, the conditions are perfect.
Well, Duffy, that is certainly true today. I couldn't agree with you more. We've got great conditions here at Sunday River. You know, usually traveling from the west to the east, you expect it to be a little harder, a little bit icier, but today, obviously, it's not the case. We've got new snow, great bumps. I think it's going to be anybody's game, anybody's race. It should be an excellent competition.
The 1994 Bud Mogul Series is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for a clean, crisp, classic taste, and by Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care, for vibrant hair nourished and cared for by the elements of our earth. Are ready for the round of 16 skiers. These gentlemen have advanced out of a round of 41 skiers, and now we look to the first group, the first pairing in our top 16. It'll be Shane McConkey on the blue course and Klaus Holm on the red. McConkey skiing out of Vail, Colorado. His best finish last year was a first at Copper Mountain. Klaus Holm is #1 seeded in this competition. He's on the red course last week in Winter Park, Nelson. He was second.
Ready. Blue course ready. Ready. Racers ready. Go.
And blasting out onto the course they go. The first run of the top 16. Here they come right at you. Nice skiing so far. There they come off those top jumps. Not real big jumps. Good skiing nonetheless down through the middle with both skiers.
Powder snow blowing off of both skiers, and you're looking at McConkey go down. Excuse me, that was Klaus Holm that went down. Holm blows up on the lower course, and McConkey's looking up going, woo! That was close.
Disqualification for losing.
As we look at Klaus Holm, I think he had it in the bag here at this point, but you can see he looks down and goes down hard, stuffs it into that big red bump at the bottom, and he's out of the round.
A tough crash for Klaus Holm, and Shane McConkey will advance. Our next pairing in this round of 16 will unite Chris Drops and Scott Koff at the start, but then they go their separate ways. Drops will be on the blue course, Koff will be on the red. Drops won his first professional event last event in Winter Park, and Scott Koff is a 5-time champion. He's on the red.
Should be a great matchup here as they get set to go, Scott Koff and Chris Drops.
An even start for Koff on the red course and Drops on the blue course. Drops skiing very well now, and we look to the air, Nelson.
Here they come into that air. Chris Drops first there with a nice twister spread. Scott Scott Koff is letting it all hang out in the middle part. He's going fast.
Oh, Drops is making great turns above the lower air. It's going to be a close call for the judges as they head to the finish line.
Nice
That
duel.
was
All
a
right, we
great
got
duel. Both
Blue
skiers
coming
skiing
across
very well,
first with a
and
timing
in a
differential
cloud
of
of snow, they stopped
0.031
and eyed the
seconds.
judges.
Come on
That certainly
over,
was a
Whitey.
great duel.
Check
Both
out
of them
the
had
best
great
professional
skiing.
mogul skiers
Personally, I
in the
think Chris
world.
Drops was a little bit
As they
cleaner.
go
Scott
head-to-head
Koff was a little
for your
wild in the
enjoyment
middle. We'll see what the judges say.
$4,000.
And Chris Drops is the winner on the blue course.
right,
Scott
great
Koff, the
duel.
champion,
We've got
gives
a
him a
blue
handshake.
course winner.
And Chris Drops will head
Chris
back to the
Drops.
start on his
He's
way to the
continuing
round
on
of
today.
8, those quarterfinals.
Nelson, I think we need to explain to the viewers, really, how are you judged in this event?
Well, we've got 5 judges. There's 2 judging the turns. There's 1 for speed, 1 for the air, and 1 overall. So it's really a whole package. The skiers got to do everything. They got to turn well, they got to go fast, they got to get the big jumps.
Our next pair on the blue course will be Jeff Stoll from State Line, Nevada. He skis out of Kirkwood, 3 years a U.S. amateur, 7 years a pro. That's Stoll on the blue course. On the red course, it'll be Cameron Boyle, 2-time Pro Mogul champion, former member of the U.S. freestyle team, skiing for Squaw Valley.
Racers ready, go.
A clean start for both competitors. Cameron Boyle on the red course, Jeff Stoll on the blue course. We're in the round of 16 skiers.
Here they come to that first jump. Jeff Stoll off that first bump first. Here comes Cameron Boyle, really going fast through this middle part of the course. Nice and smooth, both skiers into the second jump.
Boyle off the bottom air and to the finish line first.
Skiers coming hard through the
Speed
finish line.
judge.
We've got red course across first with a timing differential.
Cameron
of
Boyle says thanks to Jeff
0.485
Stoll,
seconds.
and they both look to the judges for that score. Cameron Boyle advances on the red course. The score, 15-10.
Cameron, the plate Boyle.
Our next pair will be Justin Patnode and Chuck Martin. Patnode will be on the blue course. Martin will be on the red course. Justin Patnode out of Dillon, Colorado, skiing for A. Basin. 3 years a USSA freestyle skier. He's 3 years a pro. Chuck Martin, last year's tour champion, is on the red.
Out of the gate, I think Patnode had a little bit of an advantage up out of the start.
Martin skiing on the red course for Killington, Vermont. Patnode with a helicopter, and they are side by side.
Nice airs, as you say, a helicopter from Patnode and a double maneuver, a spread twister from Chuck Martin. And a big double Daffy there from Patnode and a Daffy twister with Chuck Martin. Chuck is behind here.
Justin Patnode skied well in training, skied well in the early rounds, and he may have skied very well enough to oust Chuck Martin.
Both these skiers had some great action up top. A helicopter from Justin Patnode and a nice spread twister there from Chuck Martin.
And Chuck Martin advances 13-12. Justin Patnode had a lot, but it wasn't enough.
Got a little bucked around in the middle there. Got to hit a triple on the bottom next run. Just got to keep it clean, go a little faster. Just really fighting for speed on that course. It's not real steep, so I think you really got to let it run and fight for speed today.
Round of 16.
There are 8 racers left now as we go to the quarterfinals. This weekend, the Paul Mitchell spotlight is shining on Sunday River Resort. are 8 racers left now as we go to the quarterfinals. It'll be Bradley Holmes from Tahoe City, California on the blue course, and Shane McConkey from Vail, Colorado on the red course.
Red course ready. Blue course ready. Racers ready. Go.
And a fast, even start from both skiers as they come through this long, flat upper section. Spread twister there from McConkey and a triple maneuver, but not a real big one from Brad Holmes as they're cruising now through this middle part.
And Brad Holmes ripping a lot of turns and a big helicopter, too slow by Bradley Holmes.
Coming down
Nice
hard to the
extension,
finish.
but too slow on the rotation.
We got a red
and
course
Shane
across first
McConkey
with a
will
timing
advance.
differential of
Nelson, look at that
3.49
helicopter by
seconds.
Bradley.
Well, it was slow, but unfortunately he didn't set his hips and shoulders into it, got blocked up and couldn't make the rotation, landed 3/4.
He landed 3/4, but Shane McConkey lands full feet into the semifinals.
That was pretty good. I skied pretty solid. Hadn't been on the red course yet today. And just wanted to ski solid, have a good run, and that's what happened.
Our next matchup in this round of 8, the quarterfinals, will see Dana Underwood, local skier from right here in Sunday River. He'll be going up against Chris Drops of Breckenridge, Colorado.
Red course ready. Blue course ready. Racers ready. Go.
And Dana Underwood from Sunday River busts out of the start on the blue course. Chris Drops is on the red.
Local guy from Sunday River with a big spread there and a nice double twister from Chris Drops. Last chance winner in Winter Park.
Both skiing well into the lower air, and here comes Underwood hocking to the finish line. Drops, gets through there too, and now they look to the judges.
Of 1.41 seconds.
As we take a look at the skiers going into this second jump, Dana Underwood is just flying and flies off that second air and almost lands at the finish line. Big air.
And in a close decision, Chris Drops on the red course advances over Dana Underwood.
12.
Step back a little,
Our next pairing in the quarterfinals, Cameron Boyle, former tour champion, will be on the blue course skiing out of Squaw Valley, California, and he's going up against Bobby Aldegary. Aldegary skiing out of Killington, Vermont, is on the red course.
Blue course ready. Racers ready. Go.
Out of the gate, it looks clean right here. Here they come through this first section of the course, some nice tight turns.
Even off the first jump, Nelson, Aldegary, and Boyle. Aldegary getting a little wild there. Cameron Boyle and Aldegary side by side to the lower jump.
And a screaming seaman right there
Coming
from
down
Cameron
hard through the
Boyle. A
finish.
nice trick
We've
that
got
got my eye.
blue
Let's see if we got
course
the judges'
across
eye.
first with a. There you have
Take a
it.
look
We've
at
got
Bob
a blue
Aldegary
course
here.
winner.
He gets back on his skis, hands up in the air, but he gets it back together in time for the jump.
$4,000.
And Cameron Boyle advances into the semifinals, 15-10 over Bobby Aldegary.
Top air went pretty good. Got a little sketchy before the second air, landed the second air a little back. Ended up winning somehow, I don't know. Go up and try it again.
We go now to the final pairing, the bottom of the bracket in the quarterfinals. It'll be Chuck Martin on the blue course and Dave Hilb on the red. Two former tour champions, Hilb in 92 on the red, Chuck Martin in 93 on the blue.
Red course ready. Blue course ready.
Ready?
Racers ready. Go.
Out of the gates, look like Dave Hilb got out real fast. Let's see what they do. Let's see what Chuck Martin can do here. He's got to get it together and get in that final round.
They're even off the first jump. Nelson, as we look at Hilb on the red course, your left, viewers, and Chuck Martin on your right. Great turns. Martin heading for the jump. Again, they're neck and neck.
Nice triple maneuver there from Chuck
Coming
Martin.
down
Dave
here,
Hilb
nice
comes to the line.
close
Chuck
duel
Martin
coming
though,
down through the
comes through
finish.
first.
We have a
Chuck Martin off the
As
bottom
you can
air
see,
with the
the
spread,
duels
twister,
are
spread.
getting tighter.
Not real defined on
Their
the twister, but he
skiers
gets
are
the move in
getting
and he's on to the finish
come
line.
on by.
And Chuck Martin
Judges
is the
say
winner as
blue
he shakes
course
hands
winner,
with Dave
15
Hill.
to 10.
He moves
That's
ahead
Chuck
to those
Martin
final
moving on.
four.
Felt very comfortable with that run. I was a little more relaxed. Skied a lot faster than I've been skiing earlier. I think I just cleared my head, just let it rip that run. I just wasn't thinking as much.
day before the competition, these guys can get out here on the course. They can practice as much as they want. It's really free range, it's open training. And if they take advantage of that, they can really get to know it well, because both courses are always going to be different. You're going to have the red course, the blue course, which each have their own specific moguls. They have their own specific air jumps, going into jumps, going out of them. And so the better you know the course, the better I think you'll do in the competition. Now we know this course is short, but it's real erratic. We've got some moguls that are all over the place on this hill. It's not real even from side to side. You can see I'm way up here on the blue course, and the red course is way down here at this point. So that makes a side hill, and you've got some real erratic moguls that aren't real even. It's not real rhythmic. But that's good because the course is short, so it makes it technical.
The Bud Mogul Series event here has 4 skiers left in it. Let's talk about these guys in the semifinals. It'll be Shane McConkey going up against Chris Drops on the top side of the bracket.
And of course, you have to look at Chris Drops. Of course, he just came off a win in Winter Park, so he's hungry to get back in that final and hopefully a win.
And Shane McConkey is coming back from an injury. I'm sure Shane would like that big $4,000 first place money to help pay for some of those bills. Looking at the bottom side of the bracket, 2 former pro champions. It'll be Chuck Martin going up against Cameron Boyle.
That's right, and of course Chuck Martin hasn't won an event yet on the tour this year. Last year's tour champion, so he needs to get in there and win an event.
And Cameron Boyle is certainly due for a win. Those 2 Eastern skiers are going to do battle in the semifinals. We're ready to go back to the start for the action.
And the action will be Chris Drops and Shane McConkey. Chris Drops will be skiing on the blue course. Drops from Breckenridge, Colorado, and of course you've heard he won our last event. Shane McConkey will be on the red course. Shane skiing out of Vail, Colorado. McConkey on the red, Drops on the blue.
Red course ready. Blue course ready. Racers ready. Go!
Out of the gate, it looks real even at this point. Down through this top section of the course into these first jumps. Oh, Chris Drops had a little trouble, but he gets the maneuver off. Oh, and there's trouble for Shane McConkey. He touches down pretty hard.
Drops skiing well down to the lower air. Chris Drops way out in the lead. McConkey having a tough time at a beautiful helicopter as Drops comes to the finish line. McConkey says hello. I believe Drops will say goodbye when the judges give that score.
As we see Chris Drops into the second air, he has big speed, gets off the maneuver, not real clean, but he's flying at this point and really wants to win the race, gets the job done.
And he did win the race, Nelson.
There you have it.
19-6 is the score. A huge win for Drops, and he is in his second final in a row.
Come on,
it was fast that time. I was just cooking through the middle. I wanted to get across the line first, and I liked it. It was good. Great.
On the bottom side of the bracket in the semifinals, it'll be Cameron Boyle on the blue course. Cameron skiing out of Tahoe City, California. In 1991, he was the tour champion. On the red course, Chuck Martin from Killington, Vermont. In 1993, he was the tour champion and an Olympian in Albertville.
Go!
Out of the gate, it looks like a clean start. These guys are both fast skiers, especially Cameron Boyle, so Chuck Martin's gonna have to keep up.
Cameron Boyle with a little bit of a lead off the first jump, but they are side by side as they come into the middle section here on White Heat.
Some real nice skiing in there from both of them. Probably the cleanest we've seen all day. Nice jumps down the bottom. Not real big, but very clean skiing, Duffy.
And very close at the finish.
Chuck Martin through the middle section of the course is very clean. You can see his legs together. He's absorbing, extending, upper body staying nice and still. Very clean skiing in the middle part.
And Chuck Martin, in a very close decision, edges out his former U.S. team partner, Cameron Boyle, 13-12.
That run, a little shaky. Middle section, that red course is a little bit slower. It's real deep in the middle section. So I really had to stay nice and direct in the middle, keep my speed up. A little bit off balance coming into that bottom air. A lot of speed coming to that bottom air, but it worked out. The lane's nice and soft and pulled it together for the finish. So it feels good.
The battle for third and fourth place is now ready. On the blue course, it will be Shane McConkey of Vail, Colorado, and on the red course, it'll be Cameron Boyle of Squaw Valley.
Red course ready. Blue course ready. Racers ready. Go!
Boyle! Out of the gate. Looks like a good start. They look all clear. Here they come, that top section of course, into the first airs. Spread twister there from McConkey as they're jamming on through. Cameron Boyle's looking good at this point. Both of them are looking quite clean.
Cameron has to make a big turn. A screaming seaman from Boyle, a beautiful trick. And to the finish line, it's Cameron Boyle and Shane McConkey. Cameron Boyle is congratulated by Shane McConkey. McConkey fourth here in Sunday River, and Cameron Boyle third. And now things will be settled. As we look to the top of the course, it'll be Chuck Martin and Chris Drops. Chris Drops will be on the red course, and Chuck Martin will be on the blue.
Should be a great race. Of course, we have the last event winner, Chris Drops, and we have last year's Tour champion, Chuck Martin, in the final.
$4,000 first place money, and also a chance at that $10,000 bonus. Once again, the three events here in New England, 5,000, 3,000, and 2,000 the split. But if one professional mogul skier could win all three, he would take the entire $10,000.
Red course ready. Blue course ready.
Ready?
Racers ready. Go!
Out of the gate, Chuck Martin had a real good start there. I think he got a jump on Chris Drops over in the red course. Here we go into the first jump.
Oh, and Chris Drops has trouble in the middle section of the course, Nelson. But look at Chuck Martin. He is taking no hostages here. A great run.
Maneuver there from Chuck Martin. I don't think that he knows Chris Drops had that problem. It was a great run there from Chuck Martin.
We got the blue course.
Chris Drops obviously had some problems off that first air, got back on his skis and got banged up by one of those bumps in there. Meanwhile, Chuck Martin with some great skiing down in the finish. He knew he had the race. He's feeling good.
And Chuck Martin is the victor here in Sunday River. A big win for him, 18-7 over Chris Drops. Nelson Carmichael is heading down right now to grab Chuck Martin and see what he has to say about his first victory of 1994.
That's right, Duffy. Great skiing today, of course, from Chuck Martin standing right here with me. Chuck, congratulations.
Thanks.
Good skiing today. And I think you started off a little bit slow as we were talking about, but you definitely got it in there and got rocking those last few duels. How'd it feel?
Yeah, it's been a slow year so far for me, and I think after winning last year, I think I've just been thinking too much out there, and that there's too much I have to do, and I have to just come out and ski my own game, and that's what I did today. First couple runs, I was skiing a little slow, and I thought maybe everybody had faster wax than I had or something, but just cleared my mind and just skied my own game for the rest of the day, and it's starting to come together for me.
And now we go into a 3-event series here, a Grand Prix of sorts in this eastern swing here at Sunday River, and then on to the next two stops in the east for that Big Ten Grand. What are your feelings on that?
Well, I was born and raised in Killington, Vermont, so this is kind of my home turf in the east, and I think it's a different type of skiing here. Very hard bumps, although today was great conditions, very soft. And I'm just going to ski my best. Just have to ski my own game, and the $10,000 Grand Prix is a great prize. But I just have to ski my own game, keep my best, and if I do that, I think I can win it.
Okay, congratulations.
Thanks.
Great stuff next week.
All right.
And the Outdoor Products Big Air of the Day is performed by none other than Chris Drops. Look at this great spread, twister spread.
The 1994 Bud Mogul Series is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for a clean, crisp, classic taste. And by Outdoor Products, backpacks made right here in the USA. Accommodations provided by the Summit Hotel, Sunday River, Maine. This has been a presentation of CE Sports and Bud Sports in association with ESPN.